What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Obsession Podcast. I am Mike Stadler.
I am Carl Duffy.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Mike.
How the hell are you?
Pretty good. Yes.
Right?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It's time to leave.
It is. We gotta go.
We got to go.
Yeah.
See ya.
We will be on our way to South Dakota when you guys are watching this one.
That's right.
Actually, we'll be there already.
Yeah, we'll be there already.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
we left yesterday.
Yeah, we're already gone.
That's right. We should be hunting. We might even have a mule deer down already.
Oh, God, that could be amazing.
Oh, jeez. It's going to be a heck of a night, I
It
can
could
tell
be.
you that.
That's trouble.
Hey, I got a question for you here, Mike.
Weird.
What are your thoughts, and this comes from Kevin from Iowa, all right? It says, what are your thoughts on hunting single buck for the entire season? Have you done it? And how successful was it, and was it worth it? So, Mike, I'm going to bring this one up, okay? Because you're a pretty dedicated guy, my friend.
Thanks. I think so.
And I've met very few people who have the dedication you have. But I know one particular year, you decided to hunt one individual buck.
It's a year that sticks out in my mind. It's a big year.
It was a big
year. It was
year.
huge.
It was huge.
It was a good year.
Was it a good year, Mike? The year you hunted Johnny?
No.
No.
So, I hunted, I've done it 2 years, but 1 year in particular. So it was, I had to look back at my pictures. So it was 2013 when I hunted a buck that we call Johnny Holmes. Be back there,
Yeah.
right by the door.
Big 8-pointer by the door over there, yep.
And I had seen him, this was a different property I used to hunt, that you hunted there with me too.
Yep.
I had seen him, I want to say it was the year before for sure, and I actually put Todd on him, which is a landowner, tried to kill him that year, and he saw him and never got. Yeah, he couldn't do it. He said, I lost it. He said, I couldn't do it. Couldn't kill it. Freaked out, big deer. So the next year, I had a camera out. I got one 3-picture blast of him. Had not seen him in person. I know I have a picture too of my hand by his hoof. And I'm like, I told Carl, so I'm gonna hunt Johnny this year.
Yeah.
It's the only deer I'm gonna hunt. He's like, cool. So it started, and I hunted that deer and I logged it. I'd have to go back, but I can remember. I put over 350 hours in the stand, on that deer, on this property. And I passed up a lot of bucks that I would not pass up. You were with me the one night.
Yeah, I'm like, shoot that deer, Mike.
Big 10-pointer.
Shoot that deer, Mike.
And I grabbed my bow,
Yep.
and I hung it back up, and I was pretty sure hell froze over that night because it's not me.
I was confused.
Yeah. And no, I put eyes on that deer only twice that year, other than that picture, and both times was driving to the property, and that son of a bitch was crossing the road going back into the neighbors. Because he didn't live on this property, he would just transition through it, checking does. See, even archers, he knows he wasn't even around. So, very grueling. I took off work, I can remember, my hunting time, and I hunted him, I think it was 17 days, 17 straight days I had off. And every day, every morning, every night, I hunted him. Carl was stacking up deer that year. This was back to it was earn a buck.
It was earn a buck, and we were doing battle of the buck.
Yep. Carl's stacking deer. We're doing the Battle of the Bull competition. I'm like, I want to kill this deer. I want this deer. And I'm not seeing him. It's not like I'm seeing him here and there. I'm not seeing this deer at all. You remember.
No, I remember.
And I'm like, he's here. I know he's here. Nobody killed him. And Carl's like, dude, you gotta shoot another deer. He's just, quit hunting that deer. You're not gonna get him. Kill a different one. And there were several. I didn't. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So, and this is, honest to God, my last day, it was a Sunday morning, I had to go back to work.
Yep.
And Jason came up and was filming me.
Yep.
And he came, I didn't even know it was him at first. There was a deer coming down that edge where we hunted that. It was an oak bottom on a marsh edge, which is where I had the blasted pictures of him. So this is where I was mostly trying to hunt him when I could. And there's a deer coming down the area in between those two, basically. He's sun checking, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill this deer. I don't care anymore. It's my last day. Like, I'm gonna shoot this deer. He comes, goes to turn to go away. I call to him. Turns, comes. I'm like, he's gonna come. Comes into my opening. And I don't even know if it's on the camera. I think it is. I'm like, it's Johnny.
Yeah, I think it's on the camera.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, but anyway, I shoot him. Didn't make a great shot on him, only because he actually stepped out onto the trail wide at one spot. He went out wider than I thought he was, so whatever. It is what it is. I ended up getting the deer, but it was a nightmare year. But I know you see people, they show it on TV all the time, people do it. I didn't have any fun doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did get the deer. It's one of the biggest deer I've killed. It was very bittersweet for me to even find him.
Dude, you were just
I
exhausted.
was shot.
Yeah.
Because that's all I wanted to do was get that deer.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it one other year here, which was the buck I had here called the Landlord. And we've talked about a million times. I hunted that deer all year. I had a couple opportunities in sight. I didn't take them. Not the best thing. Anyway, long story short, gets killed with a gun. Heartbreaking for me. So I don't do it anymore. I will chase certain deer around, but I will not let one go anymore.
Yeah.
Because this other one's still alive. I just won't do it anymore. I can't do it. It's too much for me. And like Carl says, like, we are dedicated. Like, I can do it. I just don't want to do it. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And I just ran myself into the dirt, trying to kill that deer. That's just...
Well, there was even tense moments between each of us.
Oh, yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, we got into it a few times.
Yeah, which is fine. But it is what it is. I mean, that's not something we choose to do any longer.
Yeah.
I've had one that I had chased. I actually ate my tag the one year trying to chase that one buck. But it is what it is. I am not a big advocate of doing it. If you choose to do it, expect to be able to, or you better expect yourself to be able to handle not shooting deer for a while.
Yeah, it happens.
It's hard to do, especially if you have small properties.
And that was a small property where I hunted him. And deer didn't live on this property.
No,
we knew where he lived.
Yeah,
he would transition through it, so it was a crapshoot.
Yep. It's not something I recommend doing. How's that sound? The older I've gotten, the less I want to do that. To tell you the truth, Kevin, and I'm thinking, every now and then I'll see a deer, like, oh, that's the deer I want to shoot, that's the deer I want to shoot. Then I realize that,
Well, like I
chance
said,
of being able to get at it.
we always do, though.
Yeah.
We see, we get pictures of deer on your property and mine, and I'm sure
Everybody
Kevin does
Yeah.
as well. And you're like, it's deer I want to kill. I get it.
Yeah.
And prime example, the deer I shot here last year, I let him go earlier in the year.
You did, yep.
Because I had other deer here, and I ended up shooting that deer. It's just, I said after that deer, I'm not doing it anymore, and I did do it with Landlord. I don't know if I think I shot a deer that year.
Did you shoot the one over the decoy that year?
I think I did. I shot one because I just couldn't make it happen with him, and I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And he did get killed anyway, but and I wasn't gonna pay. I called up a couple big ones out of the bottom that year and just they didn't give me the shots.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill Landlord.
Right.
But I'm like, I wasn't passing up the opportunities on other good bucks, which I just won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, Kevin knows, you know, we know, those opportunities are slim.
Slim.
You know.
I mean, realistically, in a year, I'll be honest, in a year, I would say if you get a handful of opportunities, 4 or 5 opportunities, that's a good year.
Yeah.
That's a huge year.
Yeah, we hope for one.
One.
You know, we hope for one.
Yeah.
And that's what we always say. If you get one good opportunity and you can make it happen, make it happen.
Oh, yeah. And then we do the 10% rule. If you guys know, all the time we talk the 10% rule, this is 10% deal. We hunt the top 10% of the bucks we have on our property. Okay? And usually there's probably a 4 or 5 year old on each of the properties, or a couple of them that we have an opportunity to hunt. That being said, we go to week 2 of our vacation. This 3.5-year-old buck.
Gloves are off.
It's getting it.
Gloves are off.
Yeah.
It's just time because we put a ton of work in, and obviously we want to be successful like everybody. Would we love to shoot the biggest buck on our properties every year? Of course we would.
Yes.
But we're also realistic.
Yes.
And we want to, like I said, at the end of the day, we want to be successful. And any of the animals that are on our property that we choose to take is a trophy to us.
100%.
Whether it's 120 inches, 160 inches, I'm not any happier. You know?
No.
And so you got to set yourself up to be disappointed. And I will say that. And I know there's people who go out there and go, well,
Yeah.
you're quitting, or maybe you have a different spot where you can do that.
Or more than one.
Or more than one deer, you know. I have, or more than one spot. I have 40 acres.
Yep.
Carl's 70.
Yep.
So the opportunities are going to be what they are. And, you know, we killed 2 deer here last year.
Yep.
And we had some giants roam around here. We had some other giants roam around your property.
Oh, yeah.
But we took the opportunities that we had.
Yes.
And I don't regret it.
No.
I don't regret
100%.
it at all. I mean, I don't regret hunting that deer. It taught me a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
Taught me something I didn't want to do anymore.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, if you've never done it, do it. You know, and I'm not saying it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people, maybe that's their thing.
The last deer I decided I wanted to hunt was individual deer was a buck I called Shocker.
Yep.
And I ended up hunting him and getting him October 27th. But again, passed a lot of really nice deer. And I just don't, like Mike said, I don't want to do it anymore. Not going to do it anymore. I'm going to go with the rules we just spoke about. So
Correct, sir.
hopefully that helps you out, Kevin. That's how we think about it. If you want to do it, you go ahead and do it. It is a task. That's all I'm saying. And if you're hunting with somebody else, say you're filming or something like that, remember it's a task for them also.
It is.
It is. So that being said, we're going to call that one a podcast. If you guys want to check out the podcast or check out any of the other shows, Small Property Layouts or anything like that, which we show every Wednesday, or our hunts, which will come out on Wednesday once the hunts start here shortly, you guys can hit the Reaper in the lower right-hand corner. If you want to listen to just the podcasts, check us out at Google,
Apple,
iHeart,
Amazon,
Spotify.
RSS.com.
Check our pretty faces out right here at YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, buddy.